Welcome to the Palace of Megapixels. This is Super Mega Brothers Turbo.
Welcome to Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo. I'm your host, Stephen White, and with me, as always, is Todd Stark.
I made a return this week. I'm a returning guest.
Mm-hmm. How you doing?
Good. Got the day off today. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. Got to relax. I didn't relax. Not one bit. I lied. But I think for some reason, when you're not at work, you're just relaxing.
Yeah,
pretty much. For some reason, you know?
You just feel relaxed.
Yeah, you feel way more relaxed. Mm-hmm. Just as long as you're not at work. Like, I could have done landscaping today and been just fine.
That's right.
Been better than being at work, you know. How about you? How are you?
I'm all right.
Because you had to work today.
I did. And I don't know, I feel a little drained. Not just really work, just other stuff in general, which I won't get into.
No, you sure?
Yeah.
It's not that kind of podcast?
No.
Okay, I understand.
But otherwise, fine.
That's the longest I've seen your hair in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've given up on it. I've decided, no, I don't want to do it anymore. Now it looks like, well, no, I mean, it's easy upkeep, really, but I just don't like the look. It's just not growing on me.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like right now, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, holy crap, I'm like 2 big earlobes away from looking like Shane from The Walking Dead.
That's all you need. But all the women like Shane.
I know, but I don't have what he has.
How do you know?
Have you
seen his thing?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen the thing that he has?
I have not.
So you don't know?
No, I don't.
You don't know.
I feel like I don't. So that's me kind of putting my own self down.
Don't sell yourself
short,
babe.
Okay.
Don't do that.
What
I like it when my girl does that.
All right. What have you been playing?
I've been playing, still trying to chase the platinum for God of War. I think I like 6 things. Mm-hmm. Niflheim has got me hung up because you just got to keep collecting. It's kind of like the one farming area of the game. You got to collect these, Echo Mist or something like that. Mm-hmm. And you can have like 50,000 of them. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been doing that.
Intense.
Played Minit, which we're going to talk about later.
Okay.
So
awesome.
I actually just took 2 days of this week and played that game. Mm-hmm. It doesn't take long, but I did 110% it with the help of a walkthrough. Okay. But I went through and did what I could by myself. I beat the game by myself, but then I went through and did like a 25 run kind of thing. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
All right.
What about you? What you been playing?
Finished up Lego Marvel Superheroes 2.
Finally.
Did. It took long enough. And then I started Trine, which is an indie game I might actually talk about next
Trine?
week. Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that the old version?
Yes, the original Trine. I actually bought the entire trilogy. Right. I think it was a couple of months back when it was on sale, and I thought, well, let's start something that I know I could get through pretty quick because I don't think they're very long that I can remember. And I think I'm probably 70-80% through just the game in general. I haven't really tried for any kind of trophies outside of what you can normally find. Mm-hmm. I think I've popped a few that just out of sheer coincidence, whatever I did, popped one.
I
haven't really been working for them. I just wanted to play the game. So that's what I've been doing there. You ready for some news?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Really? I woke up this morning and wish I had the news. So
now you got it.
Let's get it.
All right. Well, before we get into our usual news of the week, I did want to start by mentioning the passing of John Bain, who is also known as TotalBiscuit. Mm-hmm. He was a massive YouTuber, Twitch personality. He was a game critic, consumer advocate. It actually garnered him a huge following where he spent years fighting against unethical behavior within the gaming industry. If you're unaware, on May 24th, he lost his 4-year battle with cancer at the age of 33. He'd actually retired from his channels last month as his condition was getting worse. His wife, Gina Bain, informed the public via Twitter, and the following was an outpouring of condolences from friends and fans alike. And one thing that John had said early on after learning of his condition is that he took too long to get checked.
Right.
And urged everyone to get checked because you never know.
Oh, you don't.
And one day it could be too late, and it's one of his regrets. You know, he could have done it sooner and possibly still be alive today. But
What kind of cancer was it?
I don't want to say because I can't remember. I know I've heard, but right now it eludes me as to what kind it was. But he, you know, I'm going to have to agree with that. You know, I'm probably in that same camp of maybe I should get checked. I don't really feel like it's a running problem in my family, but I don't know. I mean, my body could have it, and I just don't know.
Right. You
don't know. So with that said, I kind of reiterate his sage advice to everyone listening. Go get a checkup just in case.
Just it's okay. Get your butt checked.
Just whatever it is that
Everything.
you could possibly be in the running for, just go get yourself checked.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're okay and you're healthy and that you don't have to worry about it right now.
I mean, you can go to sleep
Or
during
at
those
all.
things now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm knock me out because no.
Yeah.
No. If I got to do that awake, I ain't doing it.
No. And I'll also say, considering his age, it actually makes me question my own mortality when I hear of someone younger than me passing away, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right.
So it's a little humbling and definitely a wake-up call sometimes. So all of you who are out there listening, if you've got someone important in your life, you haven't told them that you love them today, why don't you take a moment and do that, just to let them know that they mean something to you.
I love you.
I love you too, man. And that way you don't have regrets tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and we definitely want to wish his family well and our condolences, and hope everybody who's struggling with this right now gets through it. You know, it'll take time, but hopefully it'll get easier. All right. Some
news.
Regular news.
Regular news. Let's pick it up.
Try to liven it up a little bit. After a comment from Sony Interactive Entertainment President John Cadera popped up on Twitter, PlayStation fans are left wondering how long until we see a PS5. The comment read, PS4 is entering its final stage of its life cycle, which is a fair assessment considering the console has been on the market for about 5 years. There are reports that Sony has actually been working with AMD with a new Ryzen technology chip, but nothing is concrete to suggest it's for a new console. Even if all this is pointing to a new console, it would no doubt be late 2019, early 2020 before we actually saw a full release of a console.
Yeah.
So despite any release, or also despite the recent announcements of that the Vita is being put to bed, Sony mentioned that they are not done with portable gaming, leading some to believe that they are possibly looking at a Nintendo Switch model. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they would go, maybe not mimicking that specifically, but do you think that they're possibly eyeballing the idea of something like that?
Yeah, I think they could do it, and they're going to do it right. Like I think they're going to quit you got to buy this game to work on this one, then pay again and do this. You know, I think they're going to have it where it just kind of goes across everything, which I think they can do it.
Oh, yeah. So I'm interested to see. I don't want them to, if they're going to mimic Nintendo's model right now, they need to find a way to take what they're doing right now and do it better.
Right.
Or different in some way that it's not identical. Granted, they're going to have the graphical capacity to step it up a notch, but what else could they do to really make it stand apart?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what they do, but I don't expect anything anytime soon.
I mean, you think about it, cool. a new PSP, or a PS Vita, whatever, some kind of PlayStation Portable, just like an update for that would be fine. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, you could just make it do that.
Yeah.
Make it where, hey, if you buy it on this, you know, here's a digital download for this.
Mm-hmm.
So, just make it run exactly the same, I think.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Valve had apparently issued a statement to a game developer, Loopysoft, last week, warning them that their visual novels, Hoonie Pop and Mutiny, violated Steam's rules and guidelines regarding pornography.
Well,
yeah, Loopysoft was actually taken aback by these claims, as they recognize that their games are indeed not safe for work due to nudity. However, nothing presented within the game itself could be considered pornographic. The developer, along with many of their fans, took to Twitter and comment boards pointing out Valve's error, along with the inconsistent rule enforcement that they have on this issue, pointing out games like The Witcher 3 and even other visual novel called Lady Killer in a Bind that actually features BSDM. And eventually, Valve sent a response to Lupisoft telling them to disregard the notice and that their content will be re-reviewed with specific feedback relayed back to them if the concern arises. Again, I kind of feel like someone
dropped the ball.
I don't really feel like it was, well, obviously Valve kind of did in a way, but that almost seems like someone reported them because they're, uppity. One of those situations where it's like, oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure it probably says mature content.
Probably. That's what the ratings are there for.
That's what pisses me off so bad. If somebody has a problem with it, there's a rating. It tells you everything.
No one looks at ratings. It doesn't seem like anyone pays attention to them.
It's on the front and the back.
You've still got them in movies. Movie ratings have been around for years, decades,
right?
And no one. You still have those people like, I bet you that I could take my kid to see that. No, do you not see the R right there? No, it's not meant for your kid. And then they get all up in arms. I can't believe it. It said R.
Right.
That's what it's there for.
It says 17 years old.
Yeah. Pay attention to your ratings. But again, I could be wrong. I feel
You're
like
right.
someone reported it because they just had their...
Somebody's mama reported it.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
Is that titties?
Yeah.
Can you say titties?
Yeah, we can say titties.
Titties, yeah.
Why not?
I don't want Steam to shut us down.
Capcom announced that the Nintendo Switch will be getting a port of Resident Evil 7. However, not in the way you would normally expect. In what is being dubbed the Cloud Edition, Switch owners will be able to play Resident Evil 7 and all subsequent DLC via the cloud. Now, this allows Switch owners to not only have to worry about the lack of hard drive space for such a massive game, but it also means that you must have internet access to play it.
Yeah.
Also, another pro-con scenario is that because the game is going to be a cloud-based game, you're only going to be paying $20. However, that only grants you a license for the game that's only good for 180 days. So if you don't beat it within that time frame, you got to pay it again.
Yeah.
So currently, right now, it's actually in Japan. They're trying it out, but there is no word on a U.S. port. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, it better be $10.
I don't
sucks.
see that being a good business model.
No. And whose cloud is it? Is it Nintendo's cloud? Is it Capcom's
I would
cloud?
assume Capcom's. I just really don't see Nintendo footing the bill on that, saying, no, you can do it.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm sorry. Look, I love the idea of all this, like PlayStation Now and everything like that, but have you played PlayStation Now?
I have not.
It can have troubles. You know what I mean? Like, if your internet is just on the line, like, I don't know, I guess like multiplayer works great. To me, like streaming, like Dead Island.
Yeah,
that's the one I played. It's just different. It's totally different.
I've heard that it's it can work, but it can be choppy at times, and that's not just PlayStation Now. That's Xbox.
Yeah.
Steam. I mean, whatever you're playing on, it's just not. It's a great idea in theory, but we've just not reached the capabilities for it to work properly.
Right.
And a game like that, I just don't see it working.
I don't either. Especially it's going to, first off, it's going to tie you to your dock pretty much. So it's going to be like for your TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go out, I mean, like, where are you going to go that's got Wi-Fi good enough to really do that? You know what I mean? You're not.
So you can't take it with you, or at least not guaranteed to take it with you.
You can probably walk around your house with it
Yeah.
if your Wi-Fi is that good.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea.
Yeah, I'd love to hear somebody say, oh, it's fantastic, but I just don't see that happening. So we'll see. I'd say if it's not a success over there, we'll never see it over here.
Right. Yeah.
Which
I hope it
is
just
fair
bombs.
enough.
It bombs. I don't want it.
No. It's not Resident Evil 7's fault. It's the Switch for being what it is.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to Switch owners, just saying.
Yeah, don't have the memory space.
All right, it's time for some Quickets.
Quickets!
There was a teaser for Battlefield 5.
Oh, they dropped the ball on that whole week.
Think so?
Or that whole day, yeah.
Well, the game drops on October 19th. And they actually said no loot boxes.
Yeah.
So firm stance on that. Interesting.
I like that idea. EA, I guess EA's not gonna let them screw it up, or DICE is not gonna let them screw it up. They're like, we're just not gonna do it.
Yeah, just say just forego it all together. And
Either that, or
just
we'll
become
see. They could still have microtransactions, just not loot boxes.
Yeah, they didn't say they wouldn't
Right.
have that. So that's a good
I'm
point.
pretty sure they'll have that.
Fortnite's getting jetpacks.
I don't care.
I don't either, but I just thought I'd throw that out there for anybody
You know,
that
like
didn't know.
we kind of down that game a lot, but like so many people love that game.
I've not played it, so I can't speak to the yay or nay of it. But it's the market is
play
so oversaturated with it. That's all I hear about.
You're right. You're right. But when it's done right, it's fun. I pre-ordered Call of Duty Black Ops today. You know, it doesn't have the single player. It does have the Battle Royale mode. I think one of the things they do the best is online for that game. Now, do I love it like a lot of people do? No. I'm going to play it for a little while. I'll put my time in, and I'm going to be done with it. It's not what I play all the time. I want to see their take on this Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Because it's got vehicles, land, air, and water vehicles in it, which is something different than other ones. It's more along the lines of PUBG. I cannot wait to see how this works.
It would be interesting.
If it's done right, it's fun. Like, H1Z1 dropped this week.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard there's not even a zombie in the game.
Wow.
It's just Battle Royale mode.
That seems kind of the...
No, I know. I want to see Battle Royale with zombies.
That would be cool.
Why? I mean, that was our idea for our game. Like, when you finished everything, you have run to the map, and it's fend for yourself. With zombies. Where the hell are the zombies?
Somebody dropped the ball there.
It's like, we put a fence around this area, and we're just going to fight to the death.
I mean, I'll say at least this. At some point, I do have Fortnite on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
At some point, I might get around to playing it. But I guess until I feel like I'm just tired of seeing it all the time, I have no... I'm just so tired of hearing about it.
It's got Thanos in it, man.
I don't care.
You get to beat Thanos.
I just don't care.
You should give it a shot.
I just feel like if I go in there, I'm gonna get killed immediately, and then I'm just gonna be like, you know what, the hell with it.
And you know what happens? You die, you hit the circle, and you go right into another game. Try it again.
We'll see.
Because sometimes you can do good. Like, you can get in there and just, okay, I'm gonna land here. Well, you landed there, you got lucky, nobody landed there with you, and you found your guns. Now you can set up your defense. You can build stuff right there.
Yeah.
You get lucky, and you got the middle of the storm. Oh, you're set, man.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
You don't get a chicken dinner. You just win.
Yeah, you just win.
You get a chicken dinner and
you get a turkey dinner.
Yeah. Ham sandwich.
Dead by Daylight is getting a new map, Survivor and Killer. There were no details about what they will be or when it will be released, but there were actually no signs of a licensed character present.
Yeah, I heard they're going to have all new killers.
Which is fine.
Did we talk about this? They're going to have like 8 new killers?
Was it 8?
I think it was 8.
I think it was, 4. Okay. 4 killers, 4 survivors, so 8.
Okay, all right, so 8, like that. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm okay with that. I mean, if they want to put some killers in there, I've actually wanted to play it with some of the other killers. I think I have once or twice, but the ones are always more inviting.
Right.
But some of the other ones are kind of creepy.
Oh, I know. There's some, like that redneck. What was it? What's it? Inbred redneck thing or whatever it is.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember what his name
Hillbilly,
is.
The hillbilly. Yeah. That thing is just creepy. God.
Madden 2019 drops on August 10th.
Woohoo! I wonder if the Titans will have their new uniforms.
Do they have new uniforms?
They got brand new uniforms.
Wow. Are they hoping it'll help them win more?
Hey, they was one game away from the Super Bowl last year.
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
Just like
the 2019 draft is coming to Nashville. We should go.
No.
I'm going to go.
Okay, you go. The Wolf Among Us 2 was officially announced for 2019.
Good. It's about time. I'm excited about that.
Devolver Digital apologized in advance for their E3 conference coming up. I don't know what that means, but
doesn't sound good.
I remember the last time they did an E3 well, every time they've done one, it's never been a serious event. It's always been some show.
I was thinking about Devolver Digital today because they published Minit. They are like the EA, not that they're shitty like EA, But like they get all these nice indie games and they publish them, and it's just like they always like I hear when I see Devolver Digital, I'm gonna play that game.
Yeah.
Kind of deal, you know. So
Because they always find those oddball indie games that, you know, you might not really pay attention to, but it's almost like their name right now is becoming synonymous with some very interesting indie titles. So when you see it, it's like, okay, you've got me hooked already.
Right.
What are you presenting here? So it's good that there's a publisher out there that has such clout for indie games.
Yeah. Their booth at PAX was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet there was 6 games in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're doing. Am I wrong? No, who's doing the Donut County?
That was Annapurna.
Right, Annapurna. Yeah. But Devolver was over there by them.
Yeah.
They got a ton of games in that just one little.
I wanted to really dig into Devolver, but it was always so crowded.
Oh yeah, it was crowded.
Everybody wanted it, so I was like, well, I'll get to see him eventually. A new game plus mode is being considered for God of War. What do you think that'll entail? Just harder difficulty? Or?
Yeah, harder difficulty, and you get to keep everything that you started with or that you finished with, and you start with it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Ubisoft created a virtual gaming assistant named Sam, much like Siri, to help you with your Ubisoft Club mobile app.
Don't know why I need that.
I don't know either, but it's there.
Hey, Sam. Yes, Todd.
Help me find rewards for Far Cry 5.
You don't have any points for Far Cry 5.
That's sad. I actually have points built up, so every time that I play a new Ubisoft game, I can just go in there and get the rewards without having to play the game.
I play all their games, but like for some reason, it's like we know you have an account, but like your points don't matter.
That's sad. Maybe you've screwed something up somewhere.
No, I think they did.
Maybe
I would never screw up like that.
Sure. Apple officially rejected the Steam Link app, citing that it presents a conflict of interest that does not appeal to their brand. Wonder what that's all about. Because in what way does that not work for them in some way? I mean, you have Steam on Mac, so it's not like you can't play on a Mac.
Yeah, I don't know.
So how does, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. I didn't really dig too much into it. I was like, that's interesting.
Maybe they're like, well, if you can't get Steam, if you can get Steam on the iPad, it's going to hurt our Mac sales.
True.
I don't know.
Might be. Barbie is getting her own line of Super Mario clothes.
Why?
I don't know.
You want that Barbie, don't you?
Now, when I first read that, I was like, so she's going to be dressed like, Mario and Luigi or the princess? And I was like, no, she has regular clothes, but clothes that we could buy with their faces on it. Right. That kind of clothing. So, a new Sonic racing game will be revealed soon.
Do you care about that?
I do not.
I don't either. Like, if it's not Mario Kart, I ain't going to play it.
No. Who does? Halo 6 has been confirmed.
Yeah.
That's what I said too. Sega announced Yakuza 3, 4, 5 remasters for PS4.
I think there's a lot of people like that game. A lot of people like Halo.
Yeah.
I don't. Like
I guess if I was in on the ground floor with it, then maybe I'd be a little bit more excited. But I really don't have that connection with it.
And I don't either. I've played one of them.
I know I played one, I think it was on the PS3, and I guess it was like as I was transitioning to PS3 and 4, I played it for a little bit, just in off times, and just never got back around to finishing it. It seemed all right. But the last thing I have is EA Sports has decided they will no longer make golf games.
Huh.
Are you sad about that?
They made some really good golf games.
Well, they're not doing it anymore, damn it. They're done.
I don't know why. I know why. They're probably not
Maybe
selling
they're not
good.
selling. All right, more news.
More news.
Yes. You may remember us talking about the swatting incident that happened late December of last year. They got a man killed. Well, this week, those two little bastards responsible are being held accountable.
Good.
They're facing charges of conspiracy to make a false report, wire fraud, obstruction of justice, and conspiracy to obstruct justice. Each charge holds a fine of $250,000 and a variance of anywhere between 5 years and life in prison. So, if successfully convicted, their lives are going to be over. And all because of a video game.
All because of stupidity.
Over a video game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the video game's fault. I'm just saying they got so bent out of shape because they were losing that they felt the need to be a jerk to someone, and now they're going to lose. I mean, seriously, even if it's one or two of those counts with life in prison, they're screwed.
They need to do about get 5 and do a couple of years and get out in good behavior.
No.
And get fined.
Whatever happens here, it needs to be harsh. It needs to be so harsh that those who ever consider swatting think, I don't think it's worth that, so I'm not going to do that. Because there have been no consequences up to this point.
Right.
So this needs to be a firm stance for all these people out there who want to be, pissy about their games and swat somebody, to make them think twice about it. Really show how much of a criminal act it can be.
I think any amount of prison time is going to do it.
Yeah,
but it's got to be more than, months and 1 year.
It needs
It's
to
got to be more than 1 year.
It needs to be up there.
Right.
So we'll see how that pans out. This week saw the release of the next big update for Friday the 13th.
Boom. Did you play it?
I did play it just like a hair yesterday, but the only reason I can't really speak to the updates is because my game did not decide to start updating immediately. So I had to wait on it, and it was so big that when it started, it was telling me it was going to take about 6 hours. Or was it 6 hours? No, it was 6 gigabytes, but it was going to take 3 hours. I don't know. It was going to take an ungodly amount of time, and I was like, well, I guess I'm not playing this today. But anyway, the update dropped on May 24th, and the featured the long-awaited engine update, which is going to refine some of the graphics, or did. Yet not in the way that I think many were expecting. I think it's more like shadows and darken and shade to kind of really accentuate the flashlights and stuff like that. Really kind of make that work. Another long-awaited feature is the single-player challenges, which allow players to take control of Jason in a set scenario in which to dispatch counselors. I'm actually looking forward to that. It's almost like, someone's cooking, I think we saw that one video where there was a guy who was changing a tire and the other guy went to go take a pee in the forest, and then you've got to find a way to pick them off. The beauty of that is you can do it one of two ways. You can be very sneaky and, find a way to kill them quietly, or you can go in, hack and slash and kill them however you want, just as long as you get the job done. Yeah. So I'm curious to see what kind of scenarios they have set up and how many different ways you can actually go about it. Because I'd like to try them all in different variances to see how that would go. You also have legendary perks that have been added for counselors. These perks will have stats that are similar to the epic perks. However, they will actually come equipped with a bonus trait that will give your counselor a fighting chance. Another big addition is the infraction system, which will punish players for dropping out of matches prematurely. Points will be accumulated should players do any of the following. Leave the match as Jason, leave the match as the host, leave the match while still alive as a counselor, and leaving the match while in the process of being killed, either as a counselor or as Jason.
Right.
So there are your no-nos, and accumulating enough of these points will put you into a queue with other players just like you. And you know what? I would love to spectate that, just to see these people having to deal with one another and their hateful little asses. However, I did find out that these points are not permanent and they will decay over time. So you can get out of there eventually. You just have to behave yourself. Other additions are the new counselor Victoria, who can be unlocked at level 20 or 42. Weapon swapping for Jason will also be unlocked at level 113, which I probably will never get to. Roy skins, new emotes, animations, and weapon stats have also been added or tweaked, along with a few bugs that they've worked out, which was actually a huge list that I kind of went through. I want to get back to playing this a little bit more. I still love this game.
I still wish I
had more friends to play with.
I wish that our internet would let me, and talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be.
I don't understand that. I still have, to this day, don't understand that.
I don't either.
It doesn't work for anybody. Now, if I go in the game, it works, but then we have to talk to everybody.
Yeah,
nah, I don't
we're
want to
not
do
gonna
that.
do that. No. We're antisocial.
No, it's just like I just can't handle all the stupidity.
Especially when you just get some of those people who just, I don't know.
Yeah, like that one guy was like, "Bro, why are you going in the water? Why are you going in the water?
What are you doing?
I'm Jason 6, I can swim," or whatever it was.
Swim. What are you doing? I did like this one guy. I think I was Jason at the time, and I killed him.
Yeah.
These are the type of people I would actually like to play with because I got him, and I guess he'd never seen like the Savini Jason and never seen any of the kills. So whatever I did, he was like, "Oh God, that was awesome!" So even though he died, he was still happy.
Yeah.
It brought him a little joy. So I thought that was pretty cool. But not everybody's like that. You got a lot of sore losers out there. I know we've spoken about this recently, about a rumor about this, and I think it was a couple of months back. It might have been last year. I don't know that for sure. I can't remember.
That's a long time. That's a big deal.
I know John was here.
John, that was one of the first two.
Yeah. So based on new details, this seems to be looking like more of a reality. Nintendo has applied a trademark for the N64 in Japan for purposes that include all aspects of the console, like controllers, programming, video games, and more. Since Nintendo has shot down ideas of a virtual console, this could be their new marketing strategy when it comes to classic console games. So if there's truth to this, we might be seeing a N64 Mini at E3. What do you think?
I guess taken away from, they're the only one that can really pull this off. I feel like.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's depending on the games they put on it. I think this would be the one I would actually buy.
Right.
Because I don't feel like I ever got the opportunity like I did with the Super Nintendo games and the old Nintendo games to actually play N64 games. So the question is, what games would they put on there? Because immediately you're going to have Super Mario 64. You're going to have Super Mario Kart 64. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask for The Legend of Zelda. That's 4 games. What else do you think they could put on there?
Is there an F-Zero game?
Was there an F-Zero game?
I can't
feel
remember.
like there was. I know they've at least done 2. So there might have been an... Yeah, there was.
Was there any of the Punch-Out game?
Not on the N64. Because I know it kind of... The Super Punch-Out was the last one before the one on the Wii.
Right.
So there was a gap.
What about Metroid?
There was no Metroid game on the 64. Wow. Yeah. There were a lot of franchises. Star Fox. That would be another one. That's 5.
I was going to say that one.
I don't know, and I don't see any reason why they couldn't get this game. There would probably have to be a few minor tweaks. But Donkey Kong 64, it was developed by Rare. Well, that was a Rare game. So it's whether or not they could get the rights to them.
Right.
But see, I feel like Donkey Kong they could do. But that never showed up on the Virtual Console, which always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, why isn't this game coming out on the Virtual Console? It's their game. I mean, like Donkey Kong Country had that too.
Right.
But I think the only thing that was the issue or could be an issue is I think Rare stuck in one of their old games in there.
Right.
So they might have to just scrub it or remove it from the game. But I don't really feel like that would be a hard thing to do. So I'd like to see it, but that's only 5 or 6 games right there. So I mean, there's still a slew that they could put on there. It's just what's worthwhile.
They're gonna end up putting a balloon fight on there.
Yeah, that would. Well, Smash Brothers, the original Smash Brothers could be on there. So that's 7. I don't know. I would assume somewhere between 15 and 20 games, ballpark.
Yeah.
To keep it affordable, because I know that for the was there 30 on the NES one, and then 20 on the Super NES one.
No, I think it was $59.99. Oh, you're talking about amount of games?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So I don't know. I'd say 15 games tops.
Yeah.
Which is sad because
And
then we
they'll do
know
a GameCube
exactly
one.
what game we're gonna get. I want to play Conquer again. Anyway, do you remember the Garbage Pail Kids?
I do. I was Trashy Todd.
Did you like them? Were you a big fan? Did
I
you
collected
collect
the cards. and stuff. That movie was utter trash.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about the cards.
Yeah.
Or
I
the
did collect
sticker.
the
Well, they
cards.
were kind of stickers. Yeah,
They were stickers.
Anyway, the Topps company has partnered with Jago Studios to create a mobile card collecting game featuring those Cabbage Patch Rejects. This game will feature classic cards from the original lineups and brand new ones debuting in the game itself. No release date has been announced, but we will let you know when it does.
Okay, but what do you do with those cards? They fight each other?
I guess.
Like Gwent?
I guess it's kind of, that whole, well, not Gwent.
Dude, I love
specifically.
Gwent.
I do. I didn't give it a chance at first, but once I started playing, I was like, I kind of like this.
Why can't you walk into a bar anymore and there's a dude sitting over in a corner, like drinking a mug, and he's like, hey, you want to play Gwent?
Because everybody's just, I don't know.
Or Liar's Dice. You want to play Liar's Dice? You know, something awesome like that. Nobody does that anymore.
Not in America. Maybe they do it overseas.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go there.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Walk into an Irish pub. Hey, you want to come over and play a game of Gwent? Hell yes.
Yes, I do. And then you know that guy, look, he ain't got but one tooth. He's playing Liar's Dice. Look, I want to play Liar's Dice with him.
All right, it's time for some Truth or Trash.
Truth or Trash.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is coming next year.
Yeah.
Sony will announce a PlayStation Classic console.
Wait. Trash. Now keep going with that one. I didn't call it trash. I just said no.
Well, Sony will announce a PlayStation Classic console this year.
Truth.
Okay. Dying Light 2 will be announced at E3.
I hope so. I'm gonna say truth. Yes, I'm gonna say truth.
Devil May Cry will be at E3.
Which form?
Don't know. Just it'll be there.
I've heard rumblings of a sequel to the old games. I'm gonna say truth.
Okay. The Resident Evil 2 remake will also be seen at E3.
Yeah, truth. Yeah, it's about time for that.
And finally, this is kind of a big one, so there's a lot to unpack here.
Okay.
Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch will feature returning characters from the previous game, like Sonic, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Ryu, Cloud, and Bayonetta, and also new characters like Ridley, Simon Belmont, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and Goku.
Who's Ridley?
From Metroid.
Oh,
the big dragon-looking.
Yeah. I'd say truth. I mean, they're going to do something like that. But it might not be exactly like that, but yeah. And you say it's going to be at E3. Is that what you said?
Well, I would assume, but
Yeah,
we'll get into that when we get into our topics. But all right, time for a little weird news.
You got weird news this week?
A little bit. First of all, and this is just one little thing of weird news. Just a little bit. Just a teeny little bit.
Weird.
The Xbox 360 got an update this week. A system update.
Why?
Good question. That's why it's in the weird news.
Why?
I don't know, but it got an update.
Well,
Some form of system update for some reason.
okay.
So there you go. That's weird.
They won't put games on it, but they'll update it.
Maybe it's for their... Well, I don't know. I don't know why it's for... I don't know. I have no idea.
You can't play PUBG on it.
No.
Oh, no. Okay. I can't think what people... Who's still playing the 360?
Those people who are still getting their games with gold, like whatever garbage came out.
I don't know.
It's the same people who still sitting with a PS3. It's like, dude, come on, get with the times. You know what I mean?
Like I took mine over to my mom's house and Peyton plays it. No, she's used to the PS4 now. She's done with it, you know?
It's the same people who still have a Wii U and still feel like it's a valid console.
Right.
Yes, I just bashed it. I won't bash the Wii, mind you, because you know what? There are people out there who are not gamers like us who love playing the Wii. Dude, and I give them a pass.
Went to Jenna's grandmother's. She's moved into like a senior living place, right? Awesome. They got activities for them all the time. She can come and go as she pleases. I looked on the activities thing today. One of them said Wii. I said, Grandmama, you got to go try the Wii. I was like, you can bowl, and all you got to do is just move your hand. That's all you got to do. Hit A and move your hand.
Yep.
And she kind of laughed.
Easy peasy.
She's probably not going to go play it.
Probably
but
not.
it was cool that, the
It's
Wii was
there. Yeah. See, it's for everyone. All right. The next bit of weird news, which is I don't want to say it's just really, really weird, but it falls into this category. But it's also kind of a slight topic we can touch on just a little bit. Earlier, we mentioned some heat that Valve found itself in concerning banning games for containing what they deem pornography. Here in the weird news section, they are being targeted for allowing a game called Active Shooter: The Simulation, which will be released on their platform, or is going to be. I don't know if it actually was or not. I would assume it was,
Right.
or maybe even being promoted. In the game, players can either choose to be a member of an infiltrating SWAT team, or the shooter itself within the game that they're after, set within the backdrop of a school.
God damn, that's too soon.
Yeah. So obviously this ruffled feathers from an anti-gun group, or numerous anti-gun groups, and even Steam customers letting their outrage be known by calling for the removal of the game. However, the game's developer noted that people are taking this way too seriously, and pointed out other similar games like Hatred, Postal, and Carmageddon being no different, if not worse, in regards to the gameplay that they promote.
Yeah, but those games have been out for a long time.
I agree.
And they weren't called Active Shooter, and we have 288 since 2009. You know what I'm saying?
Now, as of right now, or at least as of writing this, as of recording this, Valve has not removed the game. So it's still interesting to see what route they choose. Something tells me they'll get enough heat where they'll be like, we gotta remove this.
Okay, just take the setting and change it to something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't have it in a school. You know?
And I
Jesus.
feel like that this person, this developer, feels like that they're trying to be very tongue-in-cheek political, but it's a little too on the nose.
It's too much to do with your kids.
Yeah.
You know? You got to watch that.
And that's another good question they never really touched on. Are you actually killing kids
I know. That's
in the
thing.
game? So that would be an interesting... I mean, if you are, yeah, dude, no.
Yeah.
That's not
If
cool.
you're not, okay, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, say you're not, and the goal is to... I don't even know if it's like the goal to scare people and get them in a room. Is that even good? You know what I mean? Like, but if you're killing kids,
all right,
come on.
here's a question. If it was just you as a SWAT team member or a cop and not the shooter, do you think that would change the perspective?
So you mean you're going in with the SWAT team?
Yeah, you're only the guy trying to take down the shooter. Do you think that would change people's perception?
I don't know, man. I mean,
I still don't feel like it would be proper, but I feel like it would be slightly more appropriate.
It would be more appropriate, but I think it's just...
It's still...
This is kind of like an ongoing thing. You know, so like this is not something to make fun of.
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of
this is not Call of Duty World War II, something that happened long ago. This is stuff that happens on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it's not like... I know everybody kind of would jump back onto that scene in Call of Duty where they shot the airport up. You know what I'm saying? That is not the same thing because you could edit that scene out.
Yeah.
This is the premise of the game. You know, like that's different.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of struck me odd. I was like, wow, dude, all right.
I mean, I don't like
I
saying...
tried understanding where he was trying to come from,
Right.
trying to say like Postal Armageddon, because I remember when Postal got a lot of hate,
Right.
but
God,
I just don't feel like it's the same. You know what I mean?
It's not like I could understand going Postal, you know, or them calling that, and you just kind of went crazy in this game. You know, I don't know. It's just still to me, it's not about your kids,
Yeah.
and it's not in a school, and you're not doing that act. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really not a slippery slope. It's just don't do it, dude.
Right? Yeah.
All right, it's time for everybody's favorite news segment.
I'd buy that for $1.
That's right. I got my pocket full of dollar coins, baby.
All right, let's see if you'd want to buy some of this stuff.
For $1, just $1.
Okay, just for $1. Scuff Gaming announced a new officially licensed controller for the PS4 called the Vantage. It's a highly customizable controller that you can purchase wired or wireless, but are you willing? Let's see. Side-mounted right and left sax buttons designed to fit the natural placement of a player's fingers and provide additional configurability. Interchangeable magnetic faceplate makes it easy to change thumbsticks and personalize the controller. advanced audio control for wired connection, a simple swipe of the audio touch bar adjusts the volume while players can keep their hands on the controller, a removable vibration module, players can reduce the weight of the controller and lessen hand fatigue, paddle control systems with 4 removable back paddles, a quick access remapping switch, customizable thumbsticks with 3 different heights, either in concave or convex configuration, adjustable hair triggers with trigger stops and extenders, and a choice of D-pads.
He had me a hello.
Okay. All of this customization doesn't come cheap, though.
No. Well, let me guess. We call him $149.
The wireless version alone will set you back $200.
Damn.
But you can save $30 if you go for the wired.
Man.
But you don't get the traveling case that comes with the wireless.
So I gotta get the wireless, you know.
Mm-hmm.
$200.
$200.
No, I can't buy that for $1. It's $200.
Yeah. The controller is expected to be released later this summer.
I can't buy that. It's mainly because of the price. I want it.
Yeah.
So for $1, I would definitely buy it.
It sounds interesting. All right, how about this? Are you a fan of the Batman animated series? It came on in the 90s?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Did you ever wish you could play The Adventures of Batman, but not on a 16-bit console, but as a board game?
No.
Well, if you were one of those people that did, you can now.
I can?
Yeah, because introducing Gotham Under Siege, a 1 to 5 player board game where you get to play as Batman or one of his allies, and you're rolling die to help defend Gotham from Batman's most nefarious rogues. The game features new artwork, character miniatures, and 3D city buildings. How about that?
Yeah.
There's no word on the price, but it will be available in August. What would you pay for this? Should you want it?
$9.99.
$9.99 with 3D model, character models, and buildings and everything like that.
$14.99.
You apparently don't know how this works anymore.
That's why I'm telling you what I would pay for it.
Do you know how much a Legend of Zelda Monopoly game sells for?
What, $99?
Probably like $40.
Yeah, no, see, I wouldn't buy that.
I would probably say this would go for about the same.
You're probably right, but that's a new game.
Maybe $50. There you go. $50.
I can't. I can't buy it for that price.
All right, fine. All right, how about this? Puma's hotly anticipated Sonic-inspired sneakers are hitting stores June 5th.
Don't care.
You will, because there will be 2 different styles to choose from.
Oh, my head is hurting now.
Yeah, so let's see which style you would want.
What colors are they?
Well, that's what we're gonna
Right now?
talk about. Now, first you got the RS0 Sonic, which features a textured blue suede reminiscent of fur on the upper portion, along with a debossed Sonic head and gold rings. The outsole is red with a Sonic logo print. The heel features a 16-bit grass print and gold ring tips on the laces. Now, the RS0 Dr. Eggman starts with a pebbled patent leather on the upper portion, along with a debossed Dr. Eggman head, which is also featured on the heel. The footbed is laced with a yellow and black caution stripes, while the outsole is a Sonic blue color. Both can be purchased from Puma's site or select retailers across the country, and you will pay how much for them?
$79.99.
No! $130.
Don't want them.
All right. Well, I was trying to sell you on some sneakers. Why don't you want Sonic sneakers, man?
Oh,
I mean, wouldn't that be fun to have?
No.
No? All right. So let's get into our topic this week. We actually have a little topic we're going to run through here. We're about 3 weeks away from E3.
Yay!
So we're going to break down the big 3 over the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with Nintendo and what they should be bringing to the table for their show, what they're going to be doing.
They're probably going to do the Nintendo Direct, am I right? Have they announced that already?
They probably have, but that would be most likely.
Yeah.
But I guess the question is, what do you think we'll be seeing?
I say we're going to see Metroid.
Like, what kind of Metroid do you think?
Well,
the Metroid Prime 4. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say we'll see that.
Mm-hmm.
I say we'll see Super Smash Brothers.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
God, like outside of those two, I don't.
I have a feeling we're going to see a new Star Fox. I don't know what exactly
When
it'll
was
be.
the last one out? When did it on the Wii U?
I think there was.
I don't think you'll see one.
Don't think so.
Uh-uh.
But that was like a port or a remaster of an old game.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was a brand new.
No, it was a rehash.
I still don't. I don't know. I would. I'd be on the fence with that one.
No, I think they need to start stepping up their game.
They
because
need to. Yeah.
think about it like this. Last year, they had Zelda, they had Mario, they had Mario Kart, they had Splatoon. They need to start pushing out their big first-party titles in succession like they did with those to try and, fill in the gap, so to speak. Because they did a great job with it last year. So this year, they need to have Smash Brothers. They need to have Metroid, Star Fox. I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw an F-Zero.
See, I was going to say F-Zero. Yeah.
Another one I'm actually expecting them to announce is a Pokemon game for the Switch. Not a fighting game, because I think they had that, but a legitimate Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it gets announced like a release date, I don't know, but something tells me they're going to bring that to the table and say it's coming, because there's been so much speculation that there's going to be a Pokemon Switch game, and I just don't see it being a rumor forever.
Right.
It's got to be coming from somewhere. So something tells me we're going to see something about it, get everybody hyped up for it, and then maybe a summer release for next year, maybe even Christmas this year. I don't know. It just depends on how far along they are with it. But the Switch, I think it's ripe for Pokemon.
Yeah, and I think they're going to rely on the indie developers for a little while until they get this stuff out.
I really feel like they're going to be indie focused as well. I
Right.
think where we've heard that indie developers are coming to them, that they've been real heavy on the indie focus. Something tells me we're going to see a lot more of that.
What was that Ninja? That it's not a Ninja Gaiden clone, but it really pulled a lot of stuff from it. Do you remember what the name of it was we seen at PAX East?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. But yeah, it was a straight up Ninja Gaiden clone.
Yeah, what if I can find it? I think they might lean on that because that got a lot of talk at that game.
It did.
That show.
Mm-hmm. Another one, I think, I didn't even write it down. It just kind of occurred to me. We'll probably see more of Travis Strikes Again.
Possibly,
which, it's got to be one of their big hitters right now. Games that they've got to rely on that are strictly for their console. So as long as that remains an exclusive, they need to push it and say, hey, this game's coming. This is what we're doing.
Right.
But outside of, I guess, the
Messenger.
The Messenger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Look for that game. I think that game will be there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But outside of the more common, the usual things that we expect from them, I can't think of anything that just stands out. Now,
I can't either.
Well, I guess something just occurred to me. The online service that they've been they announced. I'm sure they'll kind of go into greater detail as to what that's going to entail. Do you feel like that with that though, since there's been a little bit of backlash to some of the features, that they might pull a 180 down at on the stage and be like, "No, we said we're going to do this, but no, we've decided we're going to do that."
Right. That could be.
So
I don't know. I would feel any 180 is bad. I think right now.
But I guess if it's in a way that you're benefiting players, maybe.
Yeah. If you've changed it for the better, that's the only thing I can see.
Maybe like we've looked at it, we said, "No, you know what? This will work better for you." So, any other thoughts on Nintendo and E3?
I just really feel like it's going to be nothing flashy like every year.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to announce their games, and that's it. I mean, it's not going to be like Microsoft and Sony and all these other ones that are going to try to throw that little... I mean, and to me, that's what E3 is for the most part. A regular little show like this, but with, the extra trimmings on it.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what kind of surprises might come up this year, but nothing really pops in my head as to what could be a great surprise. But I mean, every show at least there's one surprise at every spot. Something that you don't expect. It's like, oh, wow, that would be cool. Like, I think it was last year they did that whole Mario Rabbids game that nobody is like, what the hell is this? Where'd this come from? So that was kind of a surprise. Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people say it's great.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious if there's going to be another little surprise like that. Maybe not a crossover game like that, but something like we were talking about with Smash Brothers and the rumors. I guarantee you're going to see some of that stuff where they're bringing out a fighter you don't expect and be like, oh my gosh, I get to play that game. Because Smash Brothers, I feel like, is going to be the game they're leaning on for this to really make it, sell the system for people who haven't come in yet. Because right now, I want to play certain things, but I'm not there yet.
Right.
I'm not. I hate it.
So, is Super Smash Bros. The game to do it, or is it No More Heroes?
Right now, No More Heroes is the only one that I can possibly foresee being the game to get me to go over there. However, that's not to say the game couldn't wind up somewhere else.
I know. That's what I'm wondering. Is it going to?
Fingers crossed.
I mean, would it piss you off if you bought the system and then all of a sudden it was on PlayStation?
It would. That's why I'm being very hesitant.
Right.
Because they said that about the first game, and look where it wound up on the PS3.
Right.
So I don't know.
I just think that market's too big to ignore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And from what I saw of it, you couldn't tell me that the game has to be played only on that system, like it was specifically designed for that system.
Right. I
played on a controller, one of their little micro controllers. Mm-hmm. Play that on a regular controller too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not trying to piss on Nintendo. It's more Grasshopper needs to open their doors a little bit and stop leaning heavily on Nintendo.
Right.
They've got a market out there for other. At least Sony is a market for them.
They did Let It Die.
Yeah. So why not? And then I understand that No More Heroes. That's where it was birthed, but bring it somewhere else where it'll thrive.
I think so, yeah.
Without restrictions, for sure.
Definitely.
All right, it's time for some release dates.
Release dates.
Yeah,
Today's a big day for release dates.
Well,
well, I don't know about next week.
Well, it's deep.
It's deep, but I don't think the heavy hitters are this week. We talked about them.
No, I don't think. Yeah, we covered them last week. Everything else is stuff you could possibly care about, but you might sweep under the rug. I feel like there might be some gems in here, so don't overlook them all. Just at least kind of take a peek at it and say, okay, or
Right.
At least give it a look. All right, we've got Yoku's Island Express for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Harvest Moon, Light of Hope for PS4 and Nintendo Switch. Agony for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Fallen Legion, Rise to Glory for Nintendo Switch. Moonlighter for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. RBI Baseball 18 for Nintendo Switch. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Sega Genesis Classics for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Legend of K Anniversary for the Nintendo Switch. Knights of Pen and Paper +1 Deluxe Year Edition for PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch.
That's a mouthful.
It is. Die for Valhalla for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Sprinteries Mud Runner The Ridge for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And those were all for May 29th, if I didn't say that. I don't feel like I did.
We got it.
Yeah, okay. On May 31st, we have Figment for Nintendo Switch. Smoke and Sacrifice for Nintendo Switch. Millenor. I don't know why that was struggling with me. I was looking at it like, for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. West of Loathing for Nintendo Switch. Quad Fighters K for Nintendo Switch. And Masked Forces for Nintendo Switch. And then on June 1st, we have Earth Atlantis for PS4 and Xbox One.
Boom.
Boom.
That's it for this week.
That is all the release dates.
A lot of indies this week.
But we had we just had some big games drop, so it's Indy's turn.
Yeah.
And then the slew. I think I'm going to start a new segment at some point when I feel like doing the research. Talking about the bevy of PC games that I look at on a regular basis that I do not cover in this list because there's so many. And I have no doubt that they're garbageware because I know I saw one, and this is what made me think of this. That was, What Do You Hear, Yanni or Laurel? A serious game.
What
and
did
that's
you hear,
what it
by
is.
the way?
Laurel.
I heard Laurel. I mean, it was Laurel, you
Yeah.
know, but Peyton heard Yanni. That's all she heard. And then all of a sudden I seen a video where the guy said you can actually hear both things when you change the tone. And he was changing the tone, and Millet said, now it says Laurel. No, now it's back to Yanni. It's kind of cool.
But there's a game out there.
That's trash.
Yeah, for sure. You don't need a game for it. Just go online. Don't pay anything for that. All right, buddy.
It's time.
Tell us about Minit.
If you like old school Zelda, this is, to me, the closest game that I've played that felt like that game.
It reminds me graphically of Link's Awakening.
Right, but not as much the look to me, because it looks like a Game Boy game.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
like straight
Exactly.
up. Should have been on the original Game Boy on the show. Like, at one point when I was playing it, I said something like, this only costs $9, and my wife goes, you paid for this? I'm like, yeah, it's a fun game. It can get you hooked in. I mean, right off the bat, people behind it, Kitty Callis, she worked on Horizon Zero Dawn. Just to name one person. I know the other people came from other studios too, but she's just the name I can remember in my head.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's like there's something going. Like your guy lives 60 seconds at a time. I mean, you can do a lot in the 60 seconds.
Right.
You can finish this game in 30 minutes if you know where everything is. I went and I did what I could. I think I ended up finishing the game in like 100 moves. And then I seen there was a trophy for finishing it in 25 moves or less. So I was like, you know what? I know where some things are. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the help from like a walkthrough, you know?
Yeah.
So I did that. I ended up getting, after I did that, I went back and got collectibles. The amount of stuff in this game, and the reason I say it's like old Zelda is because I just remember playing Zelda and there'd be a bush, nothing special about this bush. You burn it and all of a sudden you found a secret level that's the 6th dungeon, you know what I mean? And you had to have that to finish this game. But how did you know just who found that, you know?
Yeah.
There's a super just ton of that kind of stuff in this game. Like, for example, you're walking through this dungeon. There's little areas where they're like dungeons and it looks like Zelda with the bricks and stuff. You don't have all the puzzles and a boss at the end of the dungeon like you did in Zelda. But you kind of crawl around this dungeon and find parts and coins and tentacles. You're looking for tentacles. I think there ends up being like 19 coins, 14 collectibles, and like 8 tentacles or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember exactly. But there's a wall that looks normal, but you can walk through it to finish this one area, to find like the flippers. You gotta have flippers to be able to walk on the water, you know,
Right.
stuff like that. So that game, it just keeps you intrigued in that way. And then just, you know, there's a boss fight at the very end of the game, which is kind of cool. I mean, it kind of goes back to those Zelda games where there's flames around them and it goes in and out and you gotta time the pattern and do all these certain things that you could do it's going to do them the same every single time. You know, games don't really do that pattern stuff much anymore. I miss because I could always figure out the patterns. Now I can't. You know, it sucks. But I don't know, like if we called this our new segment here instead of retro review and we called it anything else, it would be pick it or skip it. You know, like this week I would definitely say pick Minit and play this game. Take your time. You can pick it up, play it for 10 or 15 minutes, and you've done quite a few things if you know what you're doing. In 15 minutes, you can almost finish the game. But if you don't know what you're doing, this just be an awesome little exploration thing. Like you go, I was worried when I was playing at first, like 60 seconds. How am I going to get all this stuff done from this one area? There ends up being like 5 different houses that you can move to. Like you get to this one area, it's like a campsite in the desert. boom, you go through the house, and then you come back to that house every time you die.
Yeah.
And you can move when you figured out all the houses. You can. That's your new save point right there. Every time you die, every 60 seconds, you start back there. So you move there and you do everything in that region. And then towards the end of the game, if you listen to people, that's another thing. It's like Zelda. Like the townspeople, they give you clues.
Yeah.
Like for example, there's this one, and there's a trophy for it. Good listener. There's a turtle that talks so slow. Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw him at PAX.
Like if you can actually, like if you have to haul ass to get to him because it takes him like 30 seconds to get his entire message out.
Yeah.
And he lets you know there's a treasure island at the bottom, getting in the boat, and you wouldn't even know it's there if you didn't talk to him. But you get a trophy and you get to find that island. And when you find the island, you can hook up like a teleporter. So then you can go from house to house to house just really fast. And it helps you get around the map really fast to do some of these things. So it's really just, if you look at it on the surface and you said, I'm not playing that game because it looks like a Game Boy game, you would be missing out on how complex this game really is at its core.
Yeah.
So for $9.99, you can just, I want to play it right now. You know what I mean? So, and I've beat it. But I got one trophy left. It's like a second run through, and they say you only get 40 seconds per life now to do in the run through. But I opened up another thing last night, like I went to a ghost house. It was haunted. And the floors are endless. On every floor they tell you a tip, right? Well, there's one tip in particular that when you see it, if you stop and then go outside, a ghost appears. And then when you beat it, with like 100%, you unlock Mary's mode is what it's called. There's no timer. You can just go. That's undoubtedly how people have figured this out. But how did they figure that out? I was just, God.
Trial and error, man.
It's crazy. Like the amount of stuff that's in this little bitty game, and you can do so much in 60 seconds. It's just, I don't know. It blew my mind how just much thought went into such a small game that did not look all that impressive, but it was so much fun. Pick it, $9.99. Right
how
now.
long would you say that it took you to go from beginning to end? First time.
The first time, I would say 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours of
That's not
kind of
bad.
3 or 4 hours to figure everything out. Had 100 moves. You can figure 100 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I didn't get everything that I needed.
Yeah.
But I did finish the game. But
So, is there just one specific, like, saying that, I'm assuming there's just, what's your goal here?
your goal is to shut down the sword factory.
Okay.
And you don't really know that. You just kind of got to really talk to people. Like this one guy, when you pick up you don't have a timer at first. You can walk around, do anything you want. If I remember right, I believe that's how it went.
That's correct.
You pick the sword up, and it's boom, you're cursed. And the guy is on the next screen. I think he says, "Hey, did you just pick up that sword? Come meet me at the factory." Well, apparently this factory makes these cursed swords. So you figure like, they're on these conveyor belts. I guess you figure out somehow or another you got to shut this place down.
Okay.
Because I can't remember exactly how I figured it out. I just knew he told me to come to the factory. So I just started, okay, go to the factory.
That's your end game.
Yeah, that's
Get
your
to
end
the
game.
factory.
Yeah. He's sitting there. You go cut on these little generators. You come back in there and you attack the main thing he's in, sling swords out. All the swords are stuck to him in the middle. And you got to destroy, I think you end up destroying 16 swords altogether that's around him. Like the first level, they come out, swords shoot out from him diagonally, and you got to push boxes in front of them to shield you to run around into the next area to kill the sword that's there. And you just do that and you go all the way around. Well, when you get to the end, then 8 more swords pop out. Actually, it's like 24 swords. But 8 more swords pop out, and they each shoot swords out at you, like from there. So you got to go around, you got to hit the ones that are shining. So you do that 8 times, knock those down. Then they all kind of go in the middle. There's 8 more, but you kill them in pairs of 2, so it's really 4. But they're spinning, they come out real big, go back in. There's also stuff, the swords just floating around. You got to just kind of weave in and out. I mean, it's really tricky.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're trying to do it in under 25 runs, then this part can cause a problem because you get to stay right there and fight him, but it counts against your run if you die. And if you haven't found, like, I think I had 3 hearts when I went in there because I hadn't even begun to find any of the other hearts.
Yeah.
Like some of them, I had to have the walkthrough to figure out that they were there. I think there's like, might be like 6 or 7 hearts. I mean, like the whole game just screams Zelda. If you don't think about Zelda, the original Zelda, when you play this game, I question your mentality.
Or you haven't played it.
No, you've played it.
Well, I just mean for those newcomers.
No, I don't give them any slack.
None?
None.
You should have already played it?
You should have already played it.
Gaming 101.
Like I wasn't born then. I don't give a damn. Play Zelda.
You're supposed to play Zelda.
Yeah. You should get this game. This is right up your alley.
Yeah, I want to play it.
Yeah.
I love playing it at PAX and
Yeah.
everything that you've kind of said. I remember bits and pieces of,
Right.
but now it makes me want to play it more because I only got the demo because
Right.
they actually made it specifically for PAX. Like there were elements like the turtle,
Yeah.
but then I guess your end goal there, once you got it, it's like, oh no, this is just a demo, and then they cut you off, and it's like, oh, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, I know. But it's like you get to. It doesn't take you long to figure out. Okay, I can do this and this. Okay, I'm fixing to die. Or you can just kill yourself with circle if you want to go back and not wait your time. You know, I did that by accident a few times. But the best part about it too is like how many trophies just pop and you don't even realize you're gonna get one. Like I grab a key with 1 second left, like oh my god, I'm gonna die, and I grab it right, boom, trophy. You know, it's great. So you get rewarded for it.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's got a platinum trophy. Like not many. I wouldn't think that this game would have a platinum trophy.
Yeah.
But after seeing the sheer number of stuff hidden in this game, man, yeah, it needs a platinum trophy. There's so much to find in this game. It's just a great game.
Now, would you say it would probably be better to play it without the timer for those trophies?
I don't know, man. The timer makes it, dude.
Yeah. Because I honestly felt like that too, because once you start realizing what you need to do, and then as you die, you're like, all right, so I was doing this, so I got to keep going.
Right.
You have to keep remembering what you're doing, so when you wake up back alive, you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah,
And you just get to
and
it.
the thing is, like a lot of the stuff you find, like for example, the flippers. I don't know if you remember where your house is. When you come out, you have a stream running right here. You cannot cross that stream.
Yeah.
You have the flippers. You can walk right across it. So little things like that help. You can buy some fast sneakers.
Nice.
I mean, you just haul ass. And there's one area that to get a coin, you have to have the sneakers to be able to get this coin.
Yeah.
Or you will never make. I mean, you're just running as fast as you can across this dungeon. You know, like, and it's only one way. There's no like it's a maze or anything like that. No, the rocks lead you exactly where you got to go. But if you don't have the shoes, you're not going to get this coin. So
Is it one of those moments where if you don't move just the right way,
Yes.
you can hold it up? You're like, go!
Yeah. Like I started the trophy. I mean, the run. Like I had the fast sneakers. I was in the desert campsite, so I was only 2 screens away from the actual entrance to the cave. And when you get in the cave, it's just to the left. You're not. They're not trying to hide it from you. You'll never make it if you don't have the sneakers, like I said. So I'm going right. And if you can get around the corners and you keep your speed up, but if you if you hit the wall or something like that, you turn too early, your speed dies, and you have to build it back up with those shoes.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I'm watching, and I'm like, shit. And all of a sudden, when it gets to 10 seconds, it starts making this like, boom, boom, boom. So I'm like thinking, oh shit, I ran through this whole thing. I'm not gonna get this coin. And I come around that last corner with like 4 seconds left, and I mean, I grabbed it, and I mean, when I grabbed it, it said da da da, and then he died immediately. You know, so I got the coin. You didn't have to go back down there. There's not a lot of backtracking. I'd say the most backtracking is, I guess, going into the factory. You'll go in and out of the factory a few times.
Okay.
You know, but it's still, I don't think. I mean, honestly, I don't think that there's a set way to do these. I think you can just. This guy had them figured out when I went through the 25, because I beat it in 25 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
if you know exactly where everything is, you can beat this game in 30 minutes. But you won't. You won't. You know,
Yeah.
when you start playing it, you know how me and you both, like, I'm not going to cheat right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know, like
You want to explore it.
I
You want to get
I
a
want to
feel for it.
experience the game. So I went through it. And then to get another trophy, I knew that, well, I've seen everything and I'm going to need help with this. So, boom, I went through the walkthrough and get the 25 moves, got the trophy. I even 110 it. I don't know how the hell They figured out how you get the 110%. I will never understand that. I quit understanding some of it halfway through. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, you got to go in this one room and die 4 times. But the thing is, you got to come from each house and go in this room and die for it to open this door up for you to get one of the hearts. How the hell did they figure that out?
Don't know.
I don't either. That's how much stuff is in this game. This little bitty tiny game uses every little bit of your, I guess, every bit of imagination the people had making this game. Like, what can we do to just screw with them? It's just, I don't know. Pick it. You need to play it. You need to play Little Nightmare after that.
I'm getting.
And you're up next. You got to convince me. Did I convince you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I really feel like there was a whole lot of convincing, but yeah.
Yeah. True. Probably won't be a whole lot of convincing for me either.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah. Unless if it's Gwent, I'm in.
Okay.
Liar's Dice, I'm in.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
If it's Pokemon cards, I'm not in.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Don't do Pokemon Go.
I might. Just to mess with you. All right, well, that was a good little review.
Yeah.
Go check out Minit.
Please,
right
pick it of the week. Not skip it. Do not skip it, but pick it.
Go play it. Worth your time and your money. It's not going to break your bank.
No, and don't let your wife look at you or your husband and say, "You paid for this." You say, "Just put your hand in your face."
Is it just on PlayStation 4?
No, it's on Xbox. It was on Xbox for a year before it came.
Okay.
I do.
Sure, it's on PC then.
It's on PC also. Okay. Yes.
So you have options, people. Go buy it. I'm sure it's on the. If it's not on the Switch, it will be.
Yeah. I can't remember if I've seen it or not on there.
I don't know.
It could be. I honestly wish it was on the Vita. It would be awesome on the Vita. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it is though. But yeah, carry on, sir.
Well, that's our show.
That's it.
Thank you to all of our listeners being here every week. Your love and support is greatly appreciated. Big thanks to our patrons who make this show and other shows we do possible. If you're interested in supporting the show, head over to patreon.com/Pencil and Paper Productions. This week, if you are a paying member of Patreon, you are being rewarded with a blooper reel from our Savor the Flavor / Porter and Ale crossover we had drop. So if you're a payer, you're a rewards member, you're getting a special treat this week that nobody else gets. So see, there's a reason.
There is a reason.
Trying to get better at it. You can follow the show on Twitter at Super Mega Crash. You can like and leave reviews on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, YouTube, or wherever you listen to the podcast. A little feedback never hurt anybody.
No, not at all. I've never heard anybody die from some feedback.
Nope.
It's never killed anybody.
Just a little like.
It's like it's like pot.
Push the heart.
Please
push the thumbs up.
Like it. Thumbs up.
Yeah, it helps us.
Why have they never had like a? Never mind. I'm not even gonna say it.
Okay. Thank you again so much for listening. I'm Stephen White.
I'm Todd Stark.
Join us again next time, Super Mega Crash siblings. But until then, game on.
Been a Pencil and Paper Podcast Network production.